Tucked away in the northern part of California, Mount Shasta stands tall and proud, shrouded in mist and intrigue. For ages, this stunning peak has sparked legends that echo through the towering pines and glistening snowfields, stories of ancient guardians, lost civilizations, and mysteries that stretch beyond our understanding. Both travelers and locals share tales of strange lights dancing in the night and footprints that seem too large to belong to any known creature. Beneath its tranquil exterior lies a secret just waiting to be discovered. When Eliza Carter, a tenacious journalist on a quest for the truth, arrives to delve into these tales, she finds herself pulled into a realm where myth and reality intertwine. The mountain's shadows hold more than just trees and rocks. They guard the legacy of a mighty protector whose story has been forgotten over time, but is now beginning to awaken once more. Chapter 1: Whispers in the Pines. Mount Shasta loomed quietly under a blanket of gray, its snow-dusted peak breaking through the clouds like a watchful guardian over the land. In the nearby town, a thick tension hung in the air, filled with whispers and unease. Folks exchanged nervous glances and spoke in hushed tones about the strange occurrences, people vanishing without a trace and unsettling sounds echoing from the forest after dark. Eliza Carter, a journalist with a knack for uncovering the mysterious, arrived with a fierce determination to get to the bottom of it all. The locals eyed her warily, their expressions clouded with fear and the weight of old tales they barely dared to share. As Eliza strolled through the pine-fringed streets, she could feel the mountain's presence pressing down on her, as if it were watching her every move. Her first lead came from an elderly man who insisted he had spotted enormous footprints near a forgotten trail. Others murmured about spirits that roamed the land, restless and vengeful. That night, under a sky brimming with stars, Eliza caught a faint whisper carried by the wind, a gentle voice weaving through the rustling trees, as if the mountain itself was sharing its secrets. The adventure was just beginning. Chapter 2: The Forgotten Tribe. Eliza's quest for answers took her deep into the heart of the nearby reservation, where the ancient stories still echoed in the voices of the elders. She sat down with Chief Lone Tree, a man whose weathered face told tales of countless generations. He shared the legend of a giant protector, a colossal being who once stood guard over the mountain and its people, shielding them from danger. According to the lore, this giant belonged to a tribe that had mysteriously disappeared, leaving only faint whispers in their wake. The elders recounted how this lost civilization had constructed sacred sites hidden beneath the mountain, places that remained unseen by outsiders. Their tales spoke of powerful beings who walked among humans, guiding them to live in harmony with the earth. Eliza absorbed every word, feeling the profound bond between the mountain and those who held it dear. She came to understand that these legends were not just fanciful stories but vital pieces of a larger puzzle, fragments of truth waiting to be uncovered. As the sun sank below the horizon, Eliza departed with a renewed sense of purpose. The mountain's secrets were safeguarded by more than just the natural world, they were protected by the weight of history itself, patiently waiting for someone courageous enough to reveal them. Chapter 3: Footprints in the Snow. The morning air was crisp and biting as Eliza ventured into the thick forest alongside her guide, Marcus, a seasoned tracker who knew the mountain like the back of his hand. The snow crunched under their boots, leaving distinct impressions behind. After hours of trekking, Eliza noticed something out of the ordinary: massive footprints, much larger than any animal's, pressed deep into the snow. The shape was unmistakable: 5 toes, claw marks, and a stride that hinted at a creature of enormous size. Marcus's expression shifted to one of concern. He cautioned Eliza not to stray too far. "Some things in these woods are better left alone," he murmured. The tales he had heard since he was a child spoke of a watcher, a giant guardian that roamed the slopes, unseen by most but always lurking nearby. Yet, despite his warnings, Eliza's curiosity urged her forward, following the prints that led deeper into the wilderness, where the trees thickened and the light began to fade. As the shadows grew longer, an unsettling silence enveloped the forest. The sensation of being watched intensified, sending a shiver down Eliza's spine. The footprints came to an abrupt halt near a steep ravine, as if the giant had simply disappeared. With every step she took, the mountain's secrets seemed to darken even further. In Chapter 4, The Crystal Caverns, Eliza encounters Dr. Harris, a geologist with an adventurous spirit, right at the edge of the thick forest surrounding Mount Shasta. He shares some fascinating data from recent seismic surveys that reveal some unusual happenings beneath the mountain, hollow spaces and peculiar mineral formations that emit a soft glow in the underground chambers. Captivated by the findings, they decide to pool their expertise and set off to explore a hidden cave that's rumored to be the gateway to the mountain's secret depths. As they made their way into the crystal caverns, the temperature dropped, and the walls sparkled with a mesmerizing light. Stalactites dangled like elegant chandeliers, while the ground twinkled with quartz crystals that cast playful patterns across their faces. The further they went, the more they stumbled upon signs of an ancient civilization. Intricate carvings on the stone walls depicting colossal figures, epic battles, and symbols that seemed to belong to a language long forgotten. The stunning beauty of the caverns was contrasted by an unsettling silence. It felt as if the mountain itself was holding its breath, protecting the mysteries hidden within this secret world. Eliza and Dr. Harris soon realized they had discovered more than just a natural marvel. They stood at the brink of a lost realm where myth and reality intertwined beneath the enchanting glow of the crystals. Chapter 5, The Giant's Tomb. Deep within the shimmering crystal caverns, Eliza and Dr. Harris stumbled upon a vast stone chamber that took their breath away. The walls were adorned with elaborate carvings of a giant figure, towering over everything, surrounded by symbols that spoke of power and protection. These images wove a tale of fierce battles fought to safeguard the mountain, of a guardian who kept a watchful eye over the land and its people. At the heart of the chamber rested a gigantic stone sarcophagus, its surface weathered yet still commanding. Eliza ran her fingers over the ancient engravings, feeling the weight of history embedded in the cold stone. The carvings seemed to carry a warning. The giant's return was prophesied to bring about significant change, a mix of peril and promise. As they explored the tomb, a subtle vibration coursed through the ground beneath them, as if the spirit of the giant still lingered, waiting for the right moment. The silence in the chamber was thick, filled with the whispers of a long-lost era. Eliza understood that this place was more than just a relic, it was a message, a reminder to honor the protector whose story had faded into legend. The mountain felt more alive than she had ever imagined, its secrets hidden within the giant's tomb, just waiting to be uncovered. Chapter 6, The Awakening. Eliza's quest took her to a hidden community nestled at the foot of the mountain, a cult that worshipped the ancient guardian. They held a deep belief that this giant was a protector, destined to awaken in times of great danger. Captivated by their passionate rituals and tales, Eliza slowly earned their wary trust and uncovered a prophecy. The giant's return was just around the corner, linked to celestial happenings and signs etched in the night sky. One night, during a ceremony, the cult's chants reverberated through the woods, summoning the giant to rise again. Eliza stood mesmerized, watching the flickering firelight play across their faces, revealing a mix of hope and trepidation. The leader spoke of a sacred moment when the mountain's energy would peak, and the guardian would awaken to shield the earth from hidden dangers. Torn yet resolute, Eliza came to understand that this awakening could upend everything she thought she knew about the mountain. As the night wore on, the boundary between myth and reality began to dissolve. The giant's legacy was more than just an old tale, it was a powerful force gathering momentum, poised to return when the moment was right. Chapter 7, Storm over Shasta. Dark clouds rolled in quickly over Mount Shasta, swallowing the sky and casting an eerie twilight over the landscape. A fierce storm was brewing, something the region hadn't experienced in decades. Thunder rumbled through the valleys, and lightning cracked the sky, striking close to the mountain's peak. The ground shook beneath Eliza's feet, mirroring the rising seismic activity that scientists had been reporting. The mountain felt alive, responding to the approaching storm. Trees bent under the force of the howling wind, and the snow swirled in chaotic patterns, as if stirred by an invisible hand. Locals whispered that the giant was awakening, and a palpable fear hung in the air. Eliza stood at the edge of the wilderness, caught between her instinct to run and her desire to witness the unfolding drama. As the storm reached its climax, a deep rumble resonated from deep within the earth, sending loose rocks and dust tumbling. The heart of the mountain was stirring. Eliza's breath hitched as she realized the legend was no longer just a tale. Whatever lay beneath the surface was waking up, and the fate of everyone around the mountain was hanging in the balance. Chapter 8, Guardian of the Peak. As dawn broke over Mount Shasta, the storm began to ease, leaving the air buzzing with anticipation. Eliza stood at the mountain's edge, her gaze locked on the peak where shadows danced and the earth seemed to hum beneath her feet. Suddenly, a massive figure emerged from the mist, a towering giant, but not a monster. His presence was serene and powerful, a guardian awakened not to wreak havoc but to shield. The giant's eyes sparkled with ancient wisdom, reflecting centuries of vigilance over the land. Eliza realized that his awakening was a response to a world in chaos, a quiet promise that balance would be restored. The mountain's legend was real, but it wasn't a story of fear, it was one of hope and protection. As the giant turned to face the rising sun, Eliza understood that her story had changed forever. She would carry the truth of the California giant back to the world, a reminder that some legends are very much alive, patiently waiting to remind humanity of the forces that watch over them from the heights. The mountain's secret was safe once again. Mount Shasta's mysteries have often been brushed off as just folklore, but Eliza's journey uncovered a deeper truth buried beneath the myths and the passage of time. The giant guardian wasn't merely a tale to frighten or fascinate, it stood as a symbol of protection and harmony, keeping a watchful eye over the land for centuries. As the mountain reclaimed its serene grandeur, the legend continued to thrive, not only in ancient carvings or hushed stories but also in the hearts of those who grasped the delicate bond between humanity and nature. Eliza's findings served as a reminder that some secrets deserve our respect, and sometimes, the most powerful guardians are those who remain hidden, quietly overseeing the peaks and valleys that define our world.